Okay, so barbell squat, what we want to do is we always want to enter the barbell from the back of the barbell. We don't want to be on the other side and then reversing onto it. So you've got the hands on the barbell, try and make sure you're in the middle of the barbell. So most barbells have little lines on them, so you can put your hands on the same line on each side, and then you should be able to go underneath the barbell in the middle. And what we're trying to do is trying to get the barbell on some muscle, okay? So not on skeleton, not on your neck. We want to go a little bit lower so it's sat on our shoulders. So hands on, gonna place the barbell on the shoulders like so. So it's nice and comfortable. In this position, you could have some shoulder mobility issues, as in this might be hurting your shoulders. So what you can do is play about with your grip width. So you can go wider to relieve your shoulders like strain, or you can come closer to support where the barbell is on your shoulder. So it depends on how your shoulders feel. If your shoulders are tight, that's probably something you need to add on to your list of things to do in the week. Try and work on your shoulder mobility. So once we're in this position, we're going to squat down. So we're going to get our bum lower than the deadlift. We're going to hinge from the hips first. We're going to close the car door with our bum, like so, okay? So our bum's going to go back first, and then we're going to squat down as low as we can, and then we're going to leg drive and squeeze the butt, okay? So with our stance, it's a little bit wider than hip width. We want to make a pocket between our feet. So I'll reference that as a pocket, okay? So the gap between my knees. So if you find it's quite hard to squat, you can increase the pocket by making your stance wider. But we'll start off with just outside of hip width for now, until I warm up anyway. So from here, we're going to hip hinge, and then we're going to squat. Keeping my chest up tall, keeping the knees going the same direction as my toes. I'm going to hit the lowest depth I can do, but making sure that I'm evenly planted on my feet. I'm not on my toes, and not more on my heels. But from here, I'm going to get the chest up tall, I'm going to leg drive, and then I'm going to finish by getting the glutes involved to lock out, okay? Kind of similar to the deadlift, like having the leg drive and the glute work. Just make sure that you are keeping that chest up tall and not losing that midline posture. We're not rounding, we're not kind of like collapsing to one side. We're keeping that chest up tall, looking straight ahead, and that's going to help with our posture too. So from here, nice deep breath in, hip hinge, like so. So nice deep breath in, like so. The main thing I want you to focus on when it comes to the squats is a nice controlled descent. So a nice controlled descent, maybe like 3 to 4 seconds, maybe 3 seconds, that's 4 is a bit too long. And then we're gonna leg drive, nice and snappy on the way up. So it's always like a good control to find your good spot before you come back up. I see a lot of people squat very fast, and they can put themselves in a position that they don't want to be because they've kind of committed to the descent, okay? So from here, control that descent, make sure everything's flat with your feet, and we're gonna leg drive and glutes. One thing you want to focus on is making sure the knees go the same direction that your toes are pointing. We don't want to cave in, or we don't want to have our toes facing forwards and our knees going outwards, okay? We don't want that pressure on our knees. Okay, so I'm gonna do some squats now. Put you in a different position. Let's go there. Let's go 40 kilo. So with a squat, you can do barbell squat. You can do a goblet squat, which means you just hold a weight here. So it could be a dumbbell, could be a kettlebell, could be a plate. And what happens is you have the weight in front of you now, and this might actually help with your posture. So if you find the back squat quite overpowering, so it's moving you about too much, or maybe putting a lot of strain on your back, try and develop your depth of your squat and your strength of your squat by maybe starting with the front squat, okay? So the weight goes here, and you do the same thing. Hips go back, you hit that depth, you stand like so, okay? So a lot of people think the back squat is the first style of squat that you should try doing, but really there's the front squat and the overhead squat. which is the one that you probably want to be giving a go. The overhead squat looks very advanced, but if you do it with like a stick or a light barbell, and it's going to give you a lot of benefits to your squat. Your upright posture is going to be developing, your balance is going to be developing, because that barbell is overhead on straight arms. And then when you carry that over to the back squat and front squat, you'll notice a massive difference. And then also front squats as well. That's going to help with your core strength and your leg drive when it comes to the back squat. So the other two squats are actually very important to do before you do the back squat, in my opinion. Okay, so back squat, hands in the same position, comfortably on my shoulders, got my stance. We're gonna hip hinge first, so butt goes back, I'm gonna squat as low as I can, and then I'm gonna leg drive and squeeze the glutes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, good. Okay, so main thing with squats people worry about is failing the squat. That's what these are for. So we want to make sure these are about a pocket height, okay? So what I mean by that is we're going to put it so it's kind of like where my pocket is, okay? See if I can get this right first time. Oh, I think that was close. I think I need to go down 1. Yeah, that was very close. Okay, so with these arms now, when I squat down, I want to make sure that they're at the right height, that if I have to fail the rep, I can rest them on here, okay? So you would find this out when you have an empty barbell. I'm going to face the other way, just so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to unrack the barbell. It's really weird looking at a mirror. You're going to squat as low as you can. Let's say I can't get back up. I'm going to come down to the arms and then come out in front of the barbell like so, okay? Obviously facing this way is going to be better. You can see the barbell actually rolled to this end. So if I was squatting the right way into the rack, I would place the barbell on here and then I would exit out the front without it being crushed on me. So make sure these arms are in the right place. Find them while you have the empty barbell, and then you'll feel a lot more safer when you go for your heavy lifts. So hope that's all of it. That's the squat. Let's go on to my favorite, the barbell bench press.